Hi everyone, it's Miss Jones and welcome to our art lesson. I am so excited that it is becoming springtime. All of the flowers are blooming and it's super sunny outside and it just makes me feel awesome. So we're going to be creating our project today based off of springtime, and I mentioned how flowers are blooming, so we're going to draw a flower today, but we're going to add a little bit more to it, and there's going to be a few guidelines so that we can create a fun, interesting picture of a flower today. So what you're going to need for our project is you're going to need a white piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need something to color with. I'm going to be coloring with markers today, so Crayola markers. So let's go ahead and start our flower. So grab your pencil and your paper, and you can draw whatever kind of flower that you want today. Maybe you want to do a tulip, which is more like a crown shape, or you could do something like a rose if you know how to draw one of those. I'm just going to be drawing kind of a regular standard flower shape that you can follow along and do with me. The standard flower shape I'm talking about is kind of like a big center with petals all around it, a stem, and some leaves. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But remember, you can always add things to your flower. If you want to add a face, if you want to add more kind of petals around it, that's totally okay. But let's go ahead and start our flower drawing. So in the middle of our page, we want to make our flower pretty big. So I'm going to make my circle, kind of my center, that's going to be my flower, kind of smack dab in the middle of my page, maybe kind of towards the upper end. And then I'm going to draw my petals. So petals kind of start big and kind of come out from the center of the flower and then kind of go into a point. So I'm going to do a couple of those where I kind of come out and it kind of comes into a point. Something like that. So I'm going to do that all around my circle middle part here, and I'm going to try and I'm going to turn my page when I draw that because I have a hard time drawing the petals when it's not straight on. So I'm going to try and draw at least 5 petals. I'm kind of turning my page to help me. Like I got 5, no problem. There we go, there's my flower. I might add a few more petals kind of behind it. Make it kind of like a layered flower. That one didn't come out very well. There we go. Just so there's more petals. One. I'm going to redo this one. Let's see. There we go. I had to get the motion going. All right, so there's my flower. I added kind of a couple layers to my flower to make it nice and big. But if you just want to do one, you can just do one. One set of petals if you'd like. So now that we have our flower, let's go ahead and add our stem. So our stem is just going to come kind of straight down from the center there, kind of down to the edge of our page. We want it to go all the way to the end. And then let's add a few leaves. So I'm going to add 2 leaves. I'm going to do kind of like the similar shape to the petals there. It's kind of like those kind of long, kind of round up the one side and then pointed. Something like that. So there's my flower. It looks beautiful. I'm so excited. So now that we have our flower done, we get to start coloring, which is my favorite part always. But there are a few guidelines for how you're going to color. So let's go ahead and think back to earlier in the year when we talked about color. And do you remember us talking about warm colors and cool colors, right? Warm colors are those that are we think of fire and cozy things. We think of the sun. Those warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. And cool colors are colors that we think of nature, we think of calm, sometimes nighttime, and those are green, blue, and purple. If you remember, we did that fun project where we did our house half day, half night, half warm, half cool. So we're gonna rethink and go back to warm and cool colors. So with the guidelines, what I'd like you to do is choose if your flower is going to be warm colors or cool colors. So you have to pick either warm or cool for your flower, okay? So either choose warm or cool. And then the outside of your flower, where we're going to do our echo, is going to be the opposite. So if you picked warm colors for your flower, your background and your echo is going to be cool colors, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So if you choose your flower to be cool colors, your background and your echo is going to be warm colors. So we're gonna do warm, cool, and kind of do that balance. It's really fun to mix them together. So I'm going to do my flower in warm colors. Now, like I said, you can use whatever type of materials you want. You can use markers, you can use crayons or colored pencils. I'm gonna be using markers today, and I'm gonna try and find as many different colors, warm colors as I can. So any kind of pink, any kind of orange or yellow or red, I'm gonna try and find as many as I can so that I can kind of make it more than just 3 colors. But if you only have the 3 colors, those will still work, okay? So I'm gonna get coloring my flower, and after I'm done, I'll show you the next steps and how we're gonna do the echo. So I finished my warm flower. Even my stem is all red, which I love how it turned out. So let's go ahead and do the next step. So we're gonna do our echo background. So like I said, an echo is when something is kind of repeated over and over again. So we're going to take the silhouette or the outline of our flower, and we're going to repeat that over and over again in our background. So let me show you what that means. So we're gonna create kind of like some rings around our flower. So how we're going to do that is we're going to start from the bottom right here by our stem, and a little bit out from our stem, we're going to just follow that line with our pencil. So when our line starts to change direction, we're going to follow the direction of that line. So I just went out there for my leaf. So now it's coming back, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna follow that line. Whoop. And as I go up my stem, I'm gonna follow that. I've come to my petals, so I'm gonna go around my petals. And I'm just gonna try my best to follow that exact shape. So every curve, every point, I'm gonna create my echo ring around it. whoop, until we get right back down to the bottom of our stem. So now we have this nice little halo or ring around our flower. So we're going to now color in our ring that we just created. It's almost like a nice little border around our flower. So we're going to color that in using one of our either warm or cool colors. So if your flower is warm, like mine, you're going to pick cool color to color the background or the ring around your flower. If your flower is cool, you're going to use a warm color to color around your flower. So since I did a warm flower, I'm gonna do a cool one. So I'm gonna pick a cool color, maybe like a, let's start with like a purple maybe. And I'm gonna color in that halo there. So it's gonna color all around up to my line that I just made. So right next to my flower, and as I'm gonna color right next to my flower up to that line I just drew. So I finished my first ring or my first echo, and now as we continue to do our background, we're going to continue to draw echo rings around our flower shape. So again, starting at the bottom here, we're going to draw around our flower the same lines, so we're drawing kind of the same shape over and over again. And if our lines kind of run into the edge or run into each other, we're just going to kind of stop it. So it's going to create like a big kind of blob. But following these lines, so you can go about this by either doing your echo line and then coloring it in, and then doing the next echo and coloring it in. Or if you want, you can go and draw all your echo lines and then go and color them all kind of one after another. It's kind of up to you. So I think I'm gonna do mine one at a time. I like how I did that the first time. So I'm gonna color this one a new color and then go back with a and do another echo after I'm done. So keep drawing after you color, keep drawing your echo line around your flower shape, and we'll see how they turn out when they're all done. finished our flower echo drawing. We have our flower in the middle, either warm or cool colors, and then our echo pattern on the background where we followed our flower shape over and over again, and we colored that either the opposite, warm or cool. I think it turned out fantastic, really vibrant and fun. I hope you enjoyed this project, everyone. This is a great art piece to put up in your house for this time of year and spring. So thank you, everyone. I will see you next week and can't wait to see your Echo projects. Thanks, bye.